Hello, Black Eagles. Welcome back to the Black Eagles. The Black Eagle stories, I should say, our second entry in our Black Eagle stories. Today, I am here sitting with one of our loyal listeners and a fanatic Beşiktaş fan, of course, Mario Vargas, the Puerto Rican American from. I said American really weird there. From America, but via Antalya now. Mario, you have been living in Antalya for how long now?
2025. So now it's coming on 10 years.
Oh wow! And a very naughty question: how old are you?
Oh, the camera's breaking up. I didn't hear the question. No, I'm kidding. I'm 40 years old.
You're 40 years old, so you moved to Turkey roughly around your 30 years then, I suppose.
Late 20s. Late 20s. I haven't always. I haven't always lived in Antalya. I used to live in Istanbul.
Oh, okay. And which do you prefer, Antalya or Istanbul?
No, Antalya.
Yeah?
I'll be honest. Yeah.
Because of the heat and stuff, I suppose, and less chaotic, maybe?
Well, not the heat. I wish I could take away, but no. It is less chaotic. It's much more family friendly. I'm a family man. I have my wife and I have my kid with me. So, Antalya's, in my opinion, much more family friendly. Lots of things for kids here. A lot more parks. The beach is literally a stone's throw away. So, yeah.
Well,
Antalya's.
Before we get into your Beşiktaş fandom, because obviously that's what we're here to talk about, I want to just learn a little bit more about you. Where did you grow up? Do you have brothers and sisters? All that kind of stuff. And then ultimately segue into how you ended up in Turkey.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, well, my name is Mario. Okay. I'm from the great state of New Jersey, which is right next to New York, where my buddy Sinan is from, and currently lives. What up, Sinan? I was born and raised there. I have a Latino background. So my father is from Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica, and I've been saying Puerto Rico. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's okay.
So you're from Costa Rica originally? Well, your father.
Costa Rican and Cuban.
Oh, okay. Cool.
A nice little mix in there, man.
Is Costa Rica, is that considered Latino?
It is.
Okay,
It is.
Okay. I know there's like some weirdness about that in the States. Like some stuff is considered Latino and other stuff isn't. I'm not quite sure what is.
No. I think I know what you're talking about. It was the whole difference between being Hispanic and being Latino.
Yeah. Okay.
That sort of deal.
But ultimately, it's similar, isn't it?
I think Latino is someone who speaks Spanish but has ties to Central and South America and the Indies.
Yeah. Maybe has like more like
it came from a place that was conquered by Spain or Europe.
And maybe has more like the
Because
features
Brazilians
of
are
the
also,
Mayans and stuff and the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm like a 16th Mayan.
Okay. Oh, cool. That's cool that you know that.
My sister did a DNA test and it came up. Like she did it like 2 years ago. Oh yeah, I have a sister.
Okay.
You asked about.
Yeah.
She doesn't live in Jersey though. She relocated to Florida, and my dad still lives in Jersey. My mom passed away about 22 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's about it. Born and raised in Jersey. I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher. That's my profession.
Like Sinan?
And that's what I'm doing here in Turkey.
Okay. And how were you interested in football already when you were growing up in the States? Is that something that you were following closely? Is there a favorite team you have maybe from your youth?
Well, yeah, actually, my dad used to play football. And you know what? The guy's so hard-headed, he still plays it to this day. 78 years old and he still plays it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. They call it la fiebre de fútbol, meaning the fever of football. So like you can't, it's something that you can't take it away. it's always with you. So growing up, he kind of like instilled on me this love for Barcelona. He's like, no, Barcelona's the best team in the world. You have to understand. I was like, okay, fair. And it was because of the hometown hero from where he's from. He's from this little town called Alajuela in Costa Rica. And there's a guy called Moreira Soto. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong. Cousins, don't kill me if you see this. But Moreira Soto, he used to play in Barcelona, I think, back in the 30s. So that kind of like became like the team.
Okay.
So ever since I was a kid, it was just growing up with that, you know. And I was on and off with football. Never really got super into it when I was living back home. I'll be very honest with you. I'm more of a baseball guy still to this day. Like baseball is where I'm at my strongest.
It might be the Cuban in you. It's very popular in Cuba, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. That might be a part of it as well, which is kind of funny. My mom was a Yankees fan, but I grew up a Mets fan.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Oops.
Trouble in the household.
Those are rival teams in New York. What else? Yeah, so it was Barcelona growing up, but when I came to Turkey for the first time, I caught the Beşiktaş bug.
And how did that happen? You gotta explain that, because, I mean, you came to Turkey in what, like 2015, 14, something like that?
No. I first came to Turkey in 2011 to check it out.
Okay. And
right?
what was the...
I had no idea about anything about Turkey.
What was the motivation to check it out? Was that just like out of a touristic interest, or did you have plans already to relocate to Turkey?
Not at that point, not yet. At that point, no plans to relocate just yet. That was just to visit my girlfriend at the time. My girlfriend's family, you know. Well, girlfriend I can't say. I should say fiance, because I did ask her to marry me. My wife and I, we met in New Jersey.
Okay.
And we had a nice relationship there for about 2 years. As you can tell, it got pretty serious. And asked her to marry me. Everything was great. And then she's like, hey, I got to go back to Turkey. My work permit ended. I was like, all right. So she went back to Turkey. And I'm like, hey, I'll go during my Christmas break. And she goes, fantastic. And I go. This was back in like 2010. 2011. And I meet her family. I meet everybody. And I meet her cousins. Her cousins are very fun people. This one cousin comes up to me and he's like, so you like football, huh? Asked me the same question as you. Do you like any football? And I was like, nah, I'm more like into baseball and this and that. And he's like, okay, well, you know, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna have to support a team. And I go, okay, fair enough. At the time where I was staying was on the Kadıköy side of Istanbul. And I didn't know any better. And I'm putting, you know, one and one together. Okay, he's asking me this. Maybe he wants me to say the local team. What's the local team in Kadıköy? You know? Exactly. So I say, I don't know. What are the teams here? What can you tell me about them? I'm trying to play it smart because I don't know what he wants me to say. And he's like, well, there's only one team of importance, but I'm going to let you choose. Go ahead. I'm like, oh, we live in Kadıköy. That stadium over there, Sukru Sarakolu, whatever. Fenerbahçe. He's like, no. The dude was super serious, and I was just like, okay. He's like, no. I'm going to take you somewhere tonight. I go, okay, sure, whatever. So that night we meet up. We have a couple of beers, and he's like, come on, let's go to the other side of the city. I was like, sure. I don't know the other side of the city. Go to the other side of the city. Takes me through Çarşı. First of all, that experience alone got me hooked. I wasn't even at the match. That alone, I was there where the big eagle is in the center, you know. And I don't you've been there?
Yeah,
haven't
I've been there. Yeah.
In the come on, what am I asking? So I'm there, and all these dudes are yelling, and they have beers, which in the States you don't drink beer in the middle of the street. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, in a paper
So
bag.
I'm
right?
watching this like, this is amazing. Okay. Yeah, well, if you're gonna have, but the police are still like, you know, privy to it. But here it's like nothing. They're just like, they have it open. They're drinking. Like, oh. Sam Benham, Jeff Cutter. And I'm like, this is amazing. What's going on? And he's like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'm like, okay. So I'm there and I'm drinking another beer. I'm drinking another beer. He's like, okay, now we're going to the match. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, he gets something, he goes, pfft. It's a flare. And he goes, here, carry this. Okay. So I'm marching along with all these guys. And I had the honor and privilege to actually attend one of the last matches at Inönü Stade.
Which one? Which one?
Inönü Stade?
Yeah, but which game? Against which team?
Oh, right. I still remember the game and everything. Yeah. It was against Istanbulspor. Istanbul Büyükşehir Belediyesi.
Okay. I was at
that time they weren't yellow and black.
I was at the Ordu game. That was the 1-2 last match. So the last match was against Gençlerbirliği, and the 1-2 last match was against Orduspor. And I myself, him and I were there, and my father as well actually. So I was just wondering if it would have been the same match, because then we would have been. Yeah, we would have been at the same place at the same time in the city center. And
that would have been
that would have
cool.
been pretty kismet.
That would have been really, really cool.
Okay.
But I go to this game, and it's one of the loudest things I've ever experienced in my life. But it wasn't a bad loud. It was like a cool loud. Look, growing up in my 20s, I used to be in bands. I was a singer for who knows how many years, for like, you know, all these bands and everything. So I'm used to very loud noises. This one made me flinch. I was like, whoa, that's loud. But I wanted more of it. At that point, I was hooked. I was like, that's it. I love this team.
And
then it also helped that most of my wife's cousins are Beşiktaş fans as well. So it kind of just goes all together. And then, you know, that was my one trip, and I couldn't stop talking about it. Came back to the States, worked for another 6 months, and then I bought a one-way ticket and I came to Turkey.
Wow, that's a cool story. So you were actually, I mean, a lot of people are gonna be jealous listening to that, because I know a lot of my my friends, younger friends mainly, you know, we're of a certain age. But like the guys in like their 20s, a lot of them haven't been to the old Inönü Stadium, so I think they'll be very envious of your experience there for sure. So you were able to still live the sacred old grounds. That's pretty cool. So
it was amazing.
So that was your wife's cousin who introduced you to the club?
Yeah.
Okay, and so
yeah. And then he went on and introduced me to the other cousins, and they're all Beşiktaş. Oh, this is cool. Very, very cool. I'm in good hands.
So they all live. Do they all live on the Kadıköy side in Istanbul?
Now they're all spread out everywhere. I mean, the one that did introduce me to Beşiktaş still lives on the Kadıköy side, but everybody else lives on the European.
Okay.
Nope, lives on the European side. The other one lives on the other side of town, Çekmeköy. I don't know if you know that.
Not sure.
Oh, Khan?
Yeah,
oh.
I still hear you. I think your connection
okay.
is a little. I don't think it's my connection. I think it's your connection that's a little spotty. But that's probably because of the Wi-Fi. But it's fine. It's fine. So how did the decision come about to move to Antalya then? Does your wife have roots in Antalya, or is that just something that...
She does, actually. It's kind of funny. She has roots in who we're actually playing against today, which is Alanyaspor. So she has roots in Alanya. But her parents were living here in the city center. And 2015? Yeah, 2015, we found out that we were going to be parents. So her mom and dad are like, come on down here. And we're like, all right. And so we came down to Antalya, and it was the best decision, honestly. That's what brings me
You
here.
haven't looked back.
No.
And so you told me off air.
I've gone back to Istanbul, obviously.
Yeah.
But just like visits.
But you've told me off air as well that your wife
3 days is
your wife isn't much of a football fan. Then does she have a favorite team? Because I mean, most people in Turkey do, regardless of whether they like football or not.
No. she really does just. I don't want to say hates football, but she really dislikes it. Like, she just doesn't like it at all.
What is it?
She
Does she not?
she jokes. She's like, it's really funny. I get married to an American and he becomes a football fan.
That's pretty funny. So did you and your wife, did you guys like meet in college or something, or how did that happen exactly?
No, my dad, the family, we own a house, and at the time I was living in the bottom floor, and my wife and two of her friends, or two roommates rather, they were looking for a place to live, and there was an apartment that was available that my dad was renting out on the second floor. Mm-hmm. So then rented out, my dad calls me one day and he says, he's like, Mario, go upstairs, introduce yourself, tell them that you're my son, and if they need anything fixed or they need anything, that you'll be there to help them. I'm like, oh, all right, fair enough, Pop. Upstairs, I knock on the door, Elvan opens the door, and I'm there like an idiot, like,
love at first sight.
The rest is history. Not to be too cliche, but yeah. It was just like, nah, dude.
It's a very, very, very...
A lot of past decisions after I've met her. It's like, boom, I love this lady. Boom, I love this team. Boom, Antalya's awesome.
So you've been living in Turkey now for 10 years then. Do you miss the United States at any point? Do you go back frequently? Would you ever consider moving back to the US, or is Turkey your forever home?
For the time being, the way societal changes have been happening in the United States as of late, I honestly think I'm better off in Turkey for the time being. Just until everything maybe settles down over there.
Well, it's only 4 more years, and then he can't run again unless he changes this.
I'm not talking about him. It didn't start with him.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not going to get into it either. I'm just saying. Oh, look, I'm using the hands. I'm not going to get into it because that's a whole different conversation.
Definitely,
and it's very charged.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe a conversation we can have in private, but
maybe I'll go back and I'll visit like my dad. Go to my old stomping ground, see a couple of my friends that are still over there. Maybe visit my sister in Florida. But other than that, nah. I think I'm happy here. I'm good here.
Has your dad and your sister visited Turkey to visit you and your kid and your wife?
Yeah. They've been a couple of times. Well, no, yeah. They've been a couple of times. My dad came like right after I came.
Okay.
He's like, let me see. I'm like, okay, come on in. That was back in 2012, and then he came again 2 years ago, 2022. Or was it 23? No, 2023. Sorry. Then my sister came in 2014. Then again last year for the summertime, and so like the cousins got together. So that was cool. But yeah, they love Turkey. They think it's amazing here.
And have you taken your dad to a match yet?
I wanted to, but then this whole stupid Paso League thing, Paso League is not stupid. What I mean, the process, it's very tedious.
Yeah.
Even to take my kid to the Antalya Sport match was like a battle and a half.
Yeah.
I'm there on the app, just trying. That's the only thing.
It definitely
I wish there was an easier way. If there is an easier way, I don't know about it.
No, I think it's you're right. It's not a great way to do things, unfortunately. The Paso League thing. I mean, I myself we're thinking about going in April, and I'd like to go to the Beşiktaş game with my wife, my kid. But it's like, you have to sort Paso League out for 3 people then. Maybe my dad wants to come, maybe my brother wants to come, then you're 5 people. You have to pay 500 lira each time, I think, which isn't a lot of money, but if you add it all up, times 5, that starts adding up already for a one-time thing. On top of the actual ticket prices as well then, which, it starts adding up quite quickly. And it's just not easy, like you have to sort it out. I've been trying to sort mine out a few times, but like the app doesn't like want to take my pictures. It's like, no, that picture doesn't work. Take another one. Okay, and you just keep trying, and it just doesn't work. Yeah, it's definitely not the most user friendly thing. And I think I've heard a lot about people who visit Istanbul and stuff like that. I mean, I was talking to Dara the other day, and he was saying how Passolik was a mess and how he had to get help from Emre to sort it out. And he's gonna go back next year with some friends to watch Beşiktaş, and yeah, I think he's already dreading the process. And I've heard from many people when we had the Beşiktaş International website, I was constantly getting emails from people like, "Hey, can you help me out?" And unfortunately, the club and the clubs, I guess, in general, they don't really have a very good customer service to help them out with that either. So yeah, it could definitely be organized better, but I guess that's, yeah, it's like that with a lot of things.
I don't know if the clubs honestly have anything to do with it. I think the clubs just lend the name and then the rights to the tickets.
Yeah, but unfortunately, up until recently, they were essentially obligated to work with Passolik, right? So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like a governmental decree because it was all under the guise of making the stadium safer, and you know, back in the 2010s, like and in the 2000s, there were,
yeah, it wasn't like that. You just go.
Yeah, but you had there was a lot of, whenever fans would swear or throw stuff on the field or whatever, you'd get like a stadium ban, and like the entire stadium would get banned. And the promise with Passolik was, oh, but we're with Passolik, we're gonna punish the individuals. We're no longer going to ban the entire stadium and blah and blah and blah. But unfortunately, it just turned out into, well, you know what, that block, that section, everyone in that section, whether you did something or not, you're banned for the next game now. So they never really did what they promised to do with it. And it was just a way to get people's details, and because Passolik is linked to some banking stuff, and
it's the only way I can see it. Because if you want to talk about accountability, I mean, look at the Trabzonspor Fenerbahce match when all those guys went and like jumped the stadium. Mm-hmm. Sure, you can't stop them all, but you could always ID them with all the cameras that are. Come on, you're gonna tell me it's for security? What security? Yeah. Let's get real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what about the Antalya match where that rocket was fired? Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, or the guy that tried to karate kick Cenk in the back, and Joseph threw him down, and Joseph got punished. Got punished harder than the guy. The guy, what he did, he got like a 2-year ban of going outside the country. He didn't get a stadium ban or anything. Like in any,
you just can't leave.
Yeah, in any other self-respecting country, like that person would get a lifetime stadium ban. In Turkey, they don't do that. They punish the clubs harder than they punish them. But anyway, let's get back to your story.
Yeah, no, I know. It's no, but you know, these are things that you start thinking like after the fact. Like, okay, I did the Passolik, I got it now. Hey, wait a minute. It's like you start thinking about these things, you know. So yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't take my dad to one of the matches. But oh, wait a minute, I couldn't even if I wanted to. Oh? Because when he came, it was the World Cup.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope next time he comes, you can get it sorted and you can take him, because I'd love to hear how your dad liked the atmosphere.
Oh, I'm like, well, he's seen games with me, like stuff like that. TV. Like I would call him and then we'd... Yeah.
Not the same, though, right?
Because they would play it. No, of course not. But he's just like, he can hear the crowd and he's like, wow. It's loud.
Big question.
And he's used to like the Mexican stadiums, you know, when America is playing or something like that.
Yeah.
They have very, very loud fans, but it's nothing like Turkey.
Big question for you then, Mario. Do you notice a big difference from the olden days, I should say, in the Inönü Stadium to now at the Turkish Stadium, Vodafone Park, whatever you want to call it? Do you notice a big difference there from the atmosphere, how things have changed? Or do you...
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Look, and I can tell you this much as well. There was a period when Inönü Stadi was torn down and they were, you know, relocating and doing everything that they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And for a time, we were playing at Atatürk Olimpiyat Stadi, all the way over in Halkalı. Mm-hmm. The energy was transferred from Inönü Stadı to Atatürk Olimpiyat Stadı. The feeling was almost the same. I went for the Liverpool Beşiktaş match. I was there for that, and it was just electric. We were like, hell yeah! Like, everybody was into it. It was just amazing. And then I've been to the one match in Beşiktaş, at the Tüpraş Stadyum, and being there, like, yeah, it was fun and it was cool, and everybody's like, chanting back and forth and doing it's not the same. I feel like it. You know what? It was Rıza Çalınbay's first match as coach.
Oh, okay.
So I want to put that into context as well.
Did you manage to go in the like the Şenol Güneş periods when we were doing really well? Did you manage to go in those?
Well, oh no, sorry, that was with
That was Bilic, yeah.
That was Slaven Bilic. Sorry, that was Slaven Bilic. No, I was not there. I didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
I was mostly here in Antalya. Like I didn't Istanbul much. But wow, what was I gonna say? That was Rıza Çalınbay's first match. So it was after that whole aftermath with Şenol Güneş leaving, Burak Yılmaz with his retarded ass temperament that he had here against Antalyaspor. And then it was on the heels of that. So maybe that's why all of the fans kind of felt like, all right, let's see what this guy can do. And they were just like,
Yeah, I definitely think that like you probably got like one of the really best atmospheres out of the Olympiad Stadium there, though, because Liverpool, the atmosphere against Brugge at home was great until they scored. So those games were electric.
It's always
for
great
sure.
until they score.
Yeah, but you know what? Like back in the 2000s and stuff, I remember like a game against Tottenham and we were like 2-0 behind, and like the stadium just kept going, man. And I feel like that's kind of gone a little bit, but I guess that's just the changing of the guard, the changing of the fan culture. Everyone's on their phone nowadays. Don't you think that plays?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah,
that has a lot to do with it. They're and myself being guilty of this. They're busy recording what's happening than actually experiencing it.
Yeah, for sure. And not just that either. When I find myself when we're playing bad nowadays, I have the game on, I'm watching it, and then like if it's really bad, I find myself like going into my group chats and like reading what everyone else is saying, and I'm not 100% focused on the game anymore. Whereas like in like 2005, people had cell phones, but it wasn't like today. And people weren't like constantly on their WhatsApp groups, on Twitter, on Instagram, or I don't know, whatever. So I think back then it was much easier to keep your focus on the game and maybe keep chanting and stuff like that. Whereas that's kind of watered down a little bit now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. That's just a theory
but
I have.
It's just it has taken a bunch of our love for things because we're just so sucked into it, unfortunately.
Yeah. So in this period when you became a Beşiktaş fan for the first time, or when you discovered Beşiktaş Mario, did you have an early favorite player?
Manuel Fernandes.
Manuel Fernandes? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Fernandes, hands down.
Yeah. He was great.
Dude was amazing. And he fought for that ball like a freaking, I don't know how to compare it, but like seeing him play, Hugo Almeida play, like just seeing all those dudes like go out there. I believe even at the time Ibrahim Toraman was also in there. It was just like really, really great. And I just see all these guys just like going in there and freaking like they're getting that shit. Oh man, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but top of the list would be, of course, Manuel Fernandes. Then, it kind of died down. Almeida I think he got traded over to a Russian team, I believe. Or was it Manuel Fernandes?
It was Fernandes who went to Russia, yeah. But I feel like he was really good in like when he first came, 2011, 12. Oh no, it was 2011. when he came, 2010-2011 season he came. So he was really good in the 11-12 season. I think he was also really good in the 12-13 season. But then in the 13-14 season, which was his last year of contract, I feel like he was kind of phoning it in a little bit, and he already had decided that he was leaving, and
yeah. But that was also another period where we had all these new faces come in, and it was just like, oh, hey guys, how's it going? And you had some really, really good players then as well. Wait, that was the 2013-2014 season. Then I believe we got Cenk Tosun.
14-15,
right? 2015.
He came in 2000. He came the summer 2014, yeah. And you had Ozhan and Gökhan Töre, who came in 2013-14.
Oh, I miss Ozzy, man.
And Olcay, of course. Olcay came the year before, actually.
What a freaking legend! Yo, he was mad good.
And Ozhan actually also came. Like, Ozhan and Olcay both came in 2012-13, and then Gökhan Töre came 13-14. And Sosa came the year after, I guess. Sosa, also a great name, right? It just reminds me of Scarface all the time.
We had so many good transfers over the years. Well, for the time that I've been a fan, Negredo was an amazing transfer. When he first came in, Abubakar was an amazing transfer. The one I thought was going to be pretty freaking cool, but ended up to be a dud, was Pjanic.
Yeah. There's been a couple of those, right?
That was sad.
Alex Teixeira, I had really high expectations for Alex Teixeira, and he was he kind of turned.
Oh my god! Do you remember the hype about that?
Oh, yeah, man. And then like
it was just like every day, it's like Alex Teixeira. I was even watching like the Brazilian ads that would come up on my Instagram for some reason. Yeah. Like Alex Teixeira, muito bem, adaptado bem. What the hell?
Yeah, but he was so good at Shakhtar though. He was amazing there. He was like, another Turkish football legend.
Not with us.
No, not with us. No, like it just feels like he fizzled out in China, unfortunately. And then we had that other guy. I think if it wasn't for Alex Teixeira, I wonder, because we had Hulk as well, who we wanted to get, and then we didn't get him, and he's been exploding. Hulk.
Who?
Hulk. The Brazilian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been doing...
That's right. We were rumored to get him.
Yeah. And ever since we...
I think he had a foot in the door and something fell through.
Yeah, Sergen really wanted him, but then we ended up not signing him, and he's gone to Brazil now, and he's just ripped stuff up there, and it's like... If you could change that one transfer, instead of getting Teixeira, you could get Hulk instead. Maybe things would have been different with Sergen and all that, but yeah. So how did that progress then? What was your favorite player after that era, I should say? Like, did you going into the Şenol Güneş era? You had Mario Gomez, who shares a name with you. You have
Mario Gomez was amazing. Was he my favorite though? No, I'll be honest. Not because of anything. I think he contributed so much to Beşiktaş. He was an incredible striker for us, but he wasn't necessarily my favorite. I will tell you who my favorite was. It was actually Ramon Mota.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love Mota too. I love Mota.
I know it's out of nowhere. It's one of those like, yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like not for nothing, the way he got in Felipe Melo's face after that red card, after that challenge. Oh, I was like, I love him. Yeah. This guy's awesome. So I followed him for a little while.
I'd love to have him now at left back.
Sorry?
I'd love to have him right now at left back.
Yeah, well. Oh, there was a name I kept saying, and it was Francisco Calvo. The only reason I was saying that is because, well, he's Costa Rican.
He's actually pretty good, though.
I know. He's wasting away at Hatayspor.
Yeah, what
is he doing?
He was good at Konya as well, so yeah. I don't think he's quite Beşiktaş. I don't think he's a Beşiktaş player, but I think he's definitely a very good Super League player. So there was a time there as well, by the way, that we were linked with Brian Ruiz. Was that something you were excited about, or do you not remember?
It was, but I knew it was never going to happen. Okay. And I know exactly the time it was too. He was he was deciding whether he would stay in the Europe area or if he would go back to Latin America, and ultimately he chose to go back to Latin America. He ended up signing with, I think, what was the name of the? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a Brazilian team. He ended up signing with a Brazilian team. It was after he left. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes, I was a little excited. I was like, maybe, but no.
I think he was a Sporting at the time. Don't remember exactly, but I think he was there. And
yeah,
I think he was in Sporting, and he played in Belgium for a while. For Ghent, he was amazing, and then he went to the Netherlands, played for Twente, was amazing there too. I think he won like 2 championships with them. Just thinking about
you got a couple of ticos like floating around in the football sphere of Europe. You had Joel Campbell. Campbell was playing in Arsenal, then traded to Olympiacos. He was rumored to go to either Galatasaray or to Fenerbahce, but he was just like...
he was linked with us at some point as well, for sure. And then if you go further back, you had Randalas Oifeifa, who played for Gençlerbirliği, was also Costa Rican. If you remember him.
Mm-hmm. Randalas Oifeifa, Gençlerbirliği, and then after that, or before that, he was playing for Kayserispor.
Did he play for Kayseri? I don't even remember.
He did.
That.
He played for Kayserispor, and then he went down to League One, so he went to RGS Kayserispor. And then I think from either before Kayseri or after Kayseri, he went to Gençlerbirliği.
So now...
Like I said, there were a couple of ticos floating around.
What do you call them? You call them ticos?
Yeah, Costa Ricans are known as ticos.
Oh, okay.
Affectionately.
Cool. I learn something new every day. So nowadays, I mean, I guess you're watching Beşiktaş mainly through beIN Sports and stuff like that. When did you first get your subscription? And how? When I should? I'll say, when did you first start like watching every game religiously? When did that start? Did that start straight away? Were you hooked? Like
honestly, yes. Yes.
Silence.
As far back as I can remember. Yeah, I try my best not to miss any match.
Yeah.
If I'm working, I can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
But like even now, yeah, like and as soon as I saw like what the subscription services were and this and that and blah blah blah, before it was a bit more tedious to get your hands on like the matches and stuff. So you would have to like go to one of those websites that just like stream it.
Oh, horrible.
So half the time I was watching like a match in Czech, but it's Turkish teams. Whatever. I watched it anyway. But now, since it's more accessible and everything, yeah. And I always just try to catch as much as possible.
You mentioned earlier that you would like watch games with your dad while he was in the States. How did that work? Did you get him a subscription as well, or did you like share your screen, or what did you do?
No, he would get it for free over there because they just show it like a whatever game.
Okay.
Half the time. But yeah, or I would stream. Like I would be like, all right, just press that button on your phone. No, pop, not that one, the other one, not that. Press the button. Thank you, Dad. And then we would just get it going like that. But not too long, obviously. Just like maybe like a couple of minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Or the Match Ozeti that they would have on YouTube. Like I would share that with him and he'd be like, oh, that was cool. The way this guy, what's his name? And then we would just talk about that for a bit.
That's cool.
But nowadays with my dad, it's more about Champions League and Europa League. Luckily, we're still in that.
Yeah, for the time being.
For the time being, exactly. We got Bilbao coming up, and who's next now?
We got Bilbao, and then after that we got Twente. So on the 23rd, I believe or is it on the 22nd? It might be on Wednesday, the 22nd. We have Bilbao, and then on the 30th of January we have Twente. Yeah, those are the last 2 games. Twente with the Tico connection there, with Brian Ruiz.
Hey, Brian Ruiz. Let's see. Oh, we're home today. All right.
Yeah, today we're home against Alanya. So one more question I have for you, though, Mario. If you see this,
I was just looking to see what the next matches were. I'm sorry.
No worries. We see this great picture of you in the stadium there with the 21-22 shirt. What game was that? And do you have a large collection of shirts?
I do. I do. That match actually was that one against Başakşehir. It was Rıza Çalınbay's first match. We
Okay.
narrowly won that match, 1-0.
Yeah.
It was still a win. I'll take it, but it was, that was that match. That was the last time I went to Istanbul, which was just last year.
And when you go to Istanbul, do you go with like your wife's cousins, or do you have like local friends now that you go with?
No, this time was just by myself. Okay. I stayed with my wife's uncle. He has a place near to everything. I asked him, like, can I? And he's like, yeah, come on over. So her family's like super duper cool. When I married into family, I literally married into family. Well, wait, no, I take that back. That sounds really weird. When I married into family, they took me in as one of their own. Much better. I saved it. Okay. Next thing you know, when I married into family, I'll really marry into family, if you understand what I'm saying. No, not like that. No,
well, down here in what's it called? What they always make the jokes. My kid makes the joke all the time. Aiden, where are cousin best friends in America? What's the place where cousins are best friends in America? Alabama!
Alabama.
Thank you. Not even 10 years old, and he's already making Alabama jokes. Sorry, yeah. So that was the game against Başakşehir. So,
yeah,
is that something you like, collecting shirts? Because I don't know if you know, I'm a big shirt collector. I have a ridiculous amount of shirts. Most of them aren't here yet, but I still have to find out what I'm gonna do with them. But
yeah, exactly. Hey man, if the wallet allows, you know what I mean. I'll totally go for it. The good news about it though, it's kind of my saving grace, is usually the time that they release the shirts, it's right around my birthday.
Oh.
So okay. It's like, hey, by the way, the new season shirt's coming out. My wife's like, no. Come on. Not for nothing, dude. It gets really expensive over here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, especially now with the price hike as well. They've like doubled in price.
Yeah. Look. For example, this shirt that's there, the one that you're seeing in that photo. Mm-hmm. How much did that cost me? At the time, that cost me 399 Turkish lira.
Yeah. Like 45 bucks or something. 45 US dollars, something like that. At the time. Yeah. Right?
At the time, exactly. Now, a new shirt goes for 3,999 Turkish lira.
Really? With the name set or what? I thought it was 3,000.
Oh, yeah, with the name. You need to put the name.
Okay. Yeah.
By itself, I think it's just no.
I think
it's 3,500.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, something like that. It's 85 euros, I think, so like 90 bucks. So it like doubled in price essentially.
This one is an older one as well. This was actually a gift from a friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
cool. He's also
I like that one. That's from which one is that? That is 1819, I think, right? 2018-19. It's a really nice one.
It even got my name on the back.
Oh, nice one. Oh, they had to write it underneath each other like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice one, man.
Yeah, the other one that I have is like that really, really cool red one that they released a couple of years ago. Not the one with the zigzag on it. Before that. This guy was playing for us. What's his name? The goalkeeper, the Spanish goalkeeper. Fabri.
Yeah.
That season.
A really cool red one. Oh, you mean the Bordeaux one?
You got with seconds, I'll go grab it.
Yeah, go grab it.
Okay. Sorry, viewers.
But I think I know which one it is. I think it's the Dynamo Kiev one. People watching this right now already know what I'm talking about, unfortunately. Let's see what shirt Mario comes up with. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Bordeaux one. And you know what? I thought it was a really good one as well. I thought it was a fantastic shirt.
All right. This is the one that you saw already. You know this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I love that one. That's one of my favorites actually. But unfortunately, bad season. You know, a lot of the really good shirts get wasted on bad seasons.
Unfortunately, yes. This is the one I was
Oh,
talking
okay,
about.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
With this nice little thing on the shoulder. I love this, man. So
Oh, wait.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
And
That's from
cannot forget this season.
Adam Laic season is that. Oh yeah, that's the one that yeah, Dara was wearing as well in the picture he sent me that I used for the thumbnail on Dara's video from the 13-14 season. That's the Atiba
This one.
season, I should say.
Yes, exactly. Atiba. How can I forget about Atiba? Oh my God. That's a forever favorite right there, along with Quaresma.
Definitely.
But look, the cool thing about this shirt, I don't know if you can see it, maybe in the light it doesn't show, but it has the inlay of the emblem
Yeah.
on the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
That's super cool.
don't know if you can see it. I can't see it, but maybe the viewers can see it. But yeah, there's a lot of those shirts that had like very little subtle nuances that you didn't see at first glance, but like for example, the white shirt this season has that as well with the Istanbul map on it. You know?
Yeah, that's really cool. You see, like they come up with really cool stuff like that, and it's great. Not for nothing, Beşiktaş has a very storied history, so use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? And putting little details like that on the shirt, like that gives it a sense of like uniqueness. Because I get it, the design of the shirt, like these stripes here, and the way that the shirt is and everything is the stock. But what you do with that stock, how you dress it up, that's what I think makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely, fully agree. And I think Adidas makes some amazing shirts. Unfortunately, it feels like a lot of the better ones, like, you know, the one that you have in the picture here, that is really one. I really like that shirt. I love that shirt. And it's like, yeah, we wasted on a bad season. You know what I mean? And it's the same with this season's shirts. I really love the black one from this season. I think that's like an all-time great. And we're wasting it again. Mario, what is Beşiktaş to do, man? And how do you feel about your Beşiktaş fandom right now?
No, man. Look, like I've said it in the group chat. I'm a Mets fan, so I'm used to this. Yeah. you just gotta power through it.
Roll with the punches.
We're going through We're going through a really crappy time right now, but we've been through crappier.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be like the happy-go-lucky guy, like it'll work itself out, but it'll work itself out.
It does, you know. I mean, ultimately, I mean, you could end up like Fenerbahce and not win a championship for like 11 years or 12 years or however long they're gonna have to wait. But let's hope we don't make it that long. But from the team right now,
I'm cry about it.
Yeah, from the team right now, do you have a favorite player, or do you have players that you really like and that you hope will stay and that we can build around going forward? Or are you more like, they can all go. We can rebuild.
Let me tell you something. In the last match, Toprak Tepe started Can Keleş, and I thought, okay, let's see what this kid can do. I was impressed. I thought Can Keleş was amazing in the last match.
Okay, wow.
I'll put it up.
Okay, okay.
I thought he was good.
That's a proper hot take right there.
You want to know why? No. I'll tell you why. Because I expected much worse.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Just with the track record of how the team was going, or has been playing, or lack thereof, it impressed me. So I think he should get more playtime.
He definitely should get more playtime for sure. Like, I mean, we spent that much money on him and he's barely gotten the chance. And now I mean, I've been on record saying since the very beginning, like, I'm not a fan of the signing, but I still think you spent the money on him, at least give him a chance to prove himself. And if he's not good enough, he's not good enough. But you can't make that decision based on 300 minutes played. You know what I mean? Like, you need some proper play time.
Exactly.
So, last question then for you,
Favorite
Mario.
player right now, honestly, if you ask me, you're probably gonna think I'm either gonna say Semi Kılıçsoy or Rafa Silva, which they're great, fine. Well, Semi needs to calm the hell down a little bit, but Rafa is very, very good. Favorite player right now, honestly, without a doubt, Emirhan Topçu.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I love that kid.
I agree. Yeah. He's definitely somebody I could see stay like 10 years or something and be like the captain going.
I want him to.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I'm like, nah, you're not going nowhere, kid. Or you hold that back line.
Yeah.
Man, like you see it in his face. He's like, nah, give me that goddamn ball. You know, like he's hungry.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
Svensson is also really, really cool. Like I love the way like he just attacks and he attacks and he attacks. Stone face, nothing, no emotion. It's just he goes out there and he does his
Norwegian
job.
Terminator.
You gotta respect that. I love it. Masuaku has got to go. Just let him go. Just let him go. Ox got to go too. You know. But yeah. Sorry, you asked me like who's my favorite player right now. Yes, it's Emirhan Topçu.
Okay. A final question then, with the elections coming up on Sunday. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Next, right?
Yeah. Who are you leaning toward? Do you have a preference? Has either of the candidates convinced you? Are you of the opinion like a lot of people like, well, I don't like either candidate necessarily, but if I have to go with someone, I'd go with this guy over that guy? Or do you really like someone?
This guy, Hüseyin Yücel. You want, because look, I understand it's the whole culture of the thing. Like, no, we want a strong leader. Yeah, we need someone who's going to yell at people and blah, blah, blah. No, sometimes you need a cool head. And Hüseyin Yücel, aside from the jokes I've made about him, he just seems like that guy. And not for nothing. At the debate the other night, he made this other guy, what's his name? Serdar Adalı?
Yeah, Serdar Adalı, yeah.
Serdar.
Serdar.
Thank you, Serdar Adalı. And he made him, nothing. He was left holding the bag like,
yeah.
You're trying to come at him with like figures, and he just, the way his whole demeanor, he was just like, yeah, no, because those numbers, and Serdar Adalı was like, but look, he was like, yeah, I went through those numbers last week. Like, come on, you need someone like that, And another thing that you need, he looks like a guy that can delegate. A lot of managers here don't delegate. They're just like, no, I got it. No, I'll take care of it. No, let me do it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's something that we would need. Like, because I don't know how Sanarat did. I mean, like, we really had all this faith in him to, like, restructure everything. And it was looking great because we had the whole Rafa Silva and the Immobile thing happening. And that was fantastic.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
If you decorate the cake, and the cake is looking fantastic, it's a 7-layer cake. Holy crap! You try to bite into it, and it tastes like shit. What's the cake for?
Yeah, you're right. We got. Right? I mean, I think we got sold a lot of hot farts in a jar.
Yeah. So if I had to vote for someone, I'd vote for that guy, Hüseyin Yücel. But I'd vote with a lot of, I don't know. With a lot of, like, I'd be very skeptical. I'd be like, all right, let's see what you can do, type of deal.
Well, thank you,
Mario. I don't get to vote, so.
Yeah, well, you have to become a Congress member for that, Mario. Do you have your Turkish citizenship yet?
Sorry?
Do you have your Turkish citizenship yet?
I do.
Well, you could become a Congress member then if you wanted to, man. You could vote.
Khan, I'm throwing my name into the... That's it. Put it. Mario Vargas for... What would I do? I don't even speak the language that well. They'll be asking me questions in Turkish and I'll be like, teşekkürler.
No, but you...
They're like, no.
Yeah, but you can at least become a Congress member and vote. You could do that. You have the Turkish citizenship, so you can become a Congress member if you want. Something to consider for the future.
Maybe it is something to consider. What's the buy-in, huh?
Well, I think right now it was 2,000 lira for your first, like, and then it's like pretty cheap afterwards. But I think they're increasing it to like 20,000 or 10,000. I don't know. They're increasing it, so they're gonna make it more expensive.
I'm a fan, and I love the team and everything, but once you start mixing it up with being a member of Congress and all that stuff, it's like you can be involved, but once you get too involved, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't have the Turkish.
Where are you at with?
I don't have the Turkish citizenship at the moment. I'm working on it because I want to get my Congress membership, and I can't do it without my Turkish citizenship. And it's just something I've never really needed it. Where am I on terms of the presidency? You know, I think I'm on record. I'm definitely in favor of Hüseyin Yücel at the moment. But again, you know, I think I'm not 100% confident in either, but I definitely think Yücel has a good plan, at least, for getting us out of the Banks Union agreement, and I think that would be a massive thing for the club, and hopefully...
well, at least financially, yes. And he has some concrete plans. I saw them translated into English.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty doable. Antalya, I think, just is trying to rely on a piece of real estate that he has, and it's just like, what? Why?
Yeah.
And you were absolutely right in the chat. It's like, that'll fix the problem now. But what about, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What'll happen then? What are you going to sell then?
And plus
kudos to you. You were absolutely right on that.
And plus, on top of that, like, developing any sort of real estate project takes time. So by the time you see that money, like, when are you going to see the money, right? Like, that might be 5 years down the road or something, or 10 years. I don't know. Like, we had this whole thing with the Fulia project back in the day, which didn't exactly work out.
I know you love her.
Love her? Well... anyway, Mario, thank you very much, man, for your time, for the interview, for us to get to know you a little bit. Of course, if people want to get to know you more, they can always join our Patreon page, and then if they become a free member, they don't even need to become a paid member, but there's a link up there to our WhatsApp community. So those watching this first, the people who are getting to see this straight away are, of course, our Patreon members. But if you're watching this on delay on YouTube in a couple of weeks from us recording this, you can always come and join our Patreon as a free member. Join our WhatsApp group because the link is up there. You don't have to pay anything to get into the WhatsApp group. And then you can talk to guys like Mario and like-minded people every day, because we shoot the breeze every day talking about Beşiktaş, Turkish food, other sorts of food. We talk a lot of stuff, Mario. I don't know if you remember, we were talking about some really delicious looking stuff the other day. You're a little bit of a foodie, I have the impression. Am I right?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Do you enjoy cooking yourself, or is that something you prefer somebody else to do?
It's therapy. It's therapy. Yeah. Even after a long day, it doesn't bother me. I just get in that kitchen and I just start putting stuff together. Well, hopefully it tastes good. I just put it together.
And do you make Turkish food as well already?
Yeah, actually, I have like a little section like off for myself, aside from all the other books that my wife owns, and it's just my little section, and it's all about the Turkish kitchen, authentic Turkish cuisine, Antalya recipes, like really cool stuff like that. So I get the book sometimes and I just like flip through the pages. That one. Okay. Today I'm making pizzas. Yeah, so like I'll just do that, and I have fun with it.
That's what we were talking about the other day, wasn't it? Pita and lahmacun and stuff like that. So you know what? I said it a few times already. Final question, but I do have an actually. I feel like I have to ask this. What's your favorite Turkish breakfast and your favorite Turkish meal? Don't do that. Come on, if you gotta pick one, gun to your head. Last meal, you're in the electric chair. You get one more meal, man. What's it gonna be? Turkish breakfast. You get a final breakfast and a final dinner. What's it gonna be?
Jesus, man, what the hell are you doing? All right. Screw it. Kuymak.
All right. And what about dinner?
shit. I don't know. Uh,
You know, I'll make it easier for you. Best meal to have when you're going to a Beşiktaş game in Istanbul, in Beşiktaş. What's your go-to when you go there? What's the scran, as I believe they
usually
call it? What do you get?
Oof, because I'm a weirdo, I would get kumpir. Everybody else would be like, the hell? Kumpir? You're going to a match.
That's not really a match
I'm
meal,
a
but yeah.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian. There's really nothing else around. What am I going to do? It's like, oh, do you want sucuk ekmek? Do you want köfte ekmek? And it's like, I don't have any of that. Like, so I'm kind of in a corner. So it's like either patso. You know what patso is?
No. I don't know what that is.
Patso in this, pretty much it's a hot dog bread, and they fill it with French fries, and they put ketchup and mayo on it. There you go. But I usually don't eat before I go to the match.
Okay.
It's usually something else usually an alcoholic beverage. So,
fair enough.
And I take that and I just go. But yeah. But okay, fine. Look, you want to give me a meal that I would really, really enjoy? Oh, I still can't.
And do you enjoy?
Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy it spicy, by the way?
Mushrooms. Anything mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
I'm very happy as long as it doesn't anything mushrooms.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much, Mario.
Do I enjoy spicy food? I'm Latin, man. Of course I do. Come on
yeah,
now.
I mean, I know it was kind of a given, but worth asking anyway. Anyway, Mario, thank you very much for your time.
I do.
And telling us about
No, Khan, thank you. Like it's really cool. I'm very happy I found the Black Eagles podcast, and I've been a listener then. I'm a listener now, and I will be a listener for foreseeable future. So thank you for everything that you guys do, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us, man, and of course, more importantly, thank you for being a Black Eagle and a Beşiktaş fan and supporting the team through thick and thin. İyi günde, kötü günde. Thank you very much, man. Bye-bye. And thank you all for listening as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you're listening to this on Patreon, thank you for your support. And if you're not yet a Patreon member, go and check out patreon.com/BeşiktaşPodcast. Bye-bye.